Thank you for enjoying your sweetest moments, merging timelines. I'm your host, Melly Mells, an angelic melody Melanie, the airy fairy mystic. Today's message is going to be coming from the Most High in regards to a spectrum of emotion. I'm going to start off with the title of the video, which you already know because it's the title. But I'm going to tell you about how I came about the title, and it started from this morning with the spectrum of emotions that I felt from all of the awareness I could gather. This awareness is from the collective projected towards me. It's going to come out through the video more clarity on what I mean by the collective projection, but I'm also going to explain that this morning in my own individual experience, I felt so many emotions that you would have thought I was crazy to allow them to pass through me and still get on a video today and show none of it. And that's part of what I want to bring to our awareness as the collective, is that what we get on the screen and project is our cleaned up act of what we have felt getting to this point. I want to start off with human, right? So we are ascending collectively as a human, right? We've wanted to be the ascended master because no one wants to be at the top, and hell, nobody wants to be in the middle. Sorry, no one wants to be at the bottom, and no one wants to be in the middle, and everyone wants to be at the top. They want to be the master of the realm. A wall dropped when I said that. I built this barrier around me so that when the breeze blows, it doesn't allow my cards to go all over the place, because this is my second time starting the video and the cards just flew. But I felt like what I was saying, they didn't want me to say in that order, and so I started over. I'll continue, although I had 3 barriers to represent my boundaries, and one has dropped. And it dropped in explaining to you that no one wants to be the bottom, and no one even wants to be the middle. Everyone wants to be the ascended master. So hue, we know, represents color, shade, and then man represents us, the people on the land. And you put them together and we develop the Hueman, right? I wanted to discuss the 3 angles that I'll be sharing in this video are going to be the I, the us, and the we. I'm going to give a few shout outs throughout this video to accredit those who I observe in putting myself back together. This way, those people don't feel as though I'm taking from them, but adding to the message that they've already shared. I did explain in a couple videos ago that the collective would be speaking to one another to create one shared message amongst the land. Because we've come out of the age of Pisces, and that's that age that wants to be the ascended master. It wants to be the one who's carrying the highest message. It recognizes the I. But now we are going to implement the us and we in the age of Aquarius, because it is the most important movement of our land at this point, coming into its oneness. And we know that Aquarius represents the people, represents feeling for the people, right? I feel very passionate about this. As you know, I'm an Aquarius sun, Gemini moon, Sagittarian rising. I'll be looking out because my mom will be coming back from church with Armando, so I just wanted to make sure that I'll be out of the way when they get here. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure how they will feel. But I do my best. I've shared other versions of the triangle, right? I've shared the Trinity, which I believe the true Trinity is your Father, Mother, Child, because it's the only Trinity that I see replicated today. Another angle, I've shared all of these in my description of the channel, saying that there's always three angles to one identity. We can look at the feminine, but we can always look at the feminine as the sister, the mother, the grandmother. We can do the same as we look at generations, right? We can see it in that angle. Again, I'm drawing a blank whenever I see those angles right now. Father, mother, child, past, present, future. It's a third angle dimension, I think, represents the triangle. Shout out to Solar, because Solaria, sorry about that. Shout out to you, because I was talking about triangle. I had shout out to another person, the Mother of Ages, Tahara. I was speaking with her. She gave me a free session, and in that session she was telling me she drew a triangle and an arrow out of it. I was seeing triangles. As you know, I've been studying the angles of us as a collective, whether we're the projector, the projection, or the projected, right? Projected meaning we're the past, we created. Projection, the projector, and the projection. Sorry, I couldn't break it down just that easy, because it's all the messages are just coming, so I'll let it flow, and a part of its entanglement will get you to understand that we're speaking on a cosmic level. It's not going to all be cut, clear, and dry, right? We're going to see the path waves as I'm expressing these awarenesses I've gathered, also the people I share, and their identity or character will come into play in its message. So she put up something about the triangle, and that definition was about being able to do something over, and that's how I feel. I feel like I'm doing a lot over again. I was given a second chance. As you know, I have a son in a failed dynamic, and I work very, very hard to create peace amongst that division, because I don't want it to affect my fruit. Okay? And so we have a son, and that son is my main reason for the vision that I have today, that son. I prayed 7 years for him, and I explained to you about that in my intro video. Anyways, I'm starting off this message with transparency. I wanted to define transparency, which is the quality of allowing light to pass through so objects behind can be distinctly seen, right? We're talking about this imagery in our days to come, because we've all kind of taken in this awareness of whether or not we'll be a spirit again, whether or not we'll be the Christo, we'll be like some crystalline figure that light just passes through, we'll be in the golden age, or we'll be a merman. I want to say that let's break down this definition of transparency. Let's break it down, because we know that allowing light means that we are receiving our truth through our own awareness. That's what we're allowing when we allow the light. What is light? Light is our individual truth. It's our individual purpose, our individual path, right? To pass through, we have this awareness because we then take what we know and add it in our individual world with what we feel. And to pass through is the feelings. so that the objects behind can be distinctly seen. So objects behind, right? What are these objects behind that we are then formulating this wholesome character for? This is going to be for the following, the people that we influence, the people that we bring into our realm, our children, the children of the Most High. I ask this question, and I ask you to ask yourself the same. What are some things made known to you today that help you to become more fulfilled in truth? What are some things that are made known to you today that help you become more fulfilled in your individual truth? Whether it's something I've shared or something someone else has shared or something that you've seen, what have you gathered through its observation that then applied could help you become more firm in your truth? Shout out to 7 grams, brother 7 grams. And I tackled the YouTube streets because he tags me and I try my best to tag you back. I appreciate the expression that your character has given me in expanding. As we know, the planet that is associated with Sagittarius is the planet of expansion. I do very much admire the way that you take from others, but also use it to reaffirm your own being. And you also share its resources, and you bring them together like an interweb, right? You represent I feel that you represent the internet for the collective, because you're interwebbing those people who are speaking from their individual truth, that aren't casting judgment on others, that aren't trying to look above another, but really just trying to get deeper and deeper to the truths that will free the beings amongst the land. So shout out to you. Also, I wanted to shout out a person you connected me with, Subtile Infinity. I know that not the video you posted prior, but the one before that. I know you were talking about, is this a heliocentric land? And how we don't believe it's a heliocentric land. It's really been above me, but when I think about it, the reason why I can still say that people are not entirely wrong about it is that the construct, which means the false structure of the land, is based off of an image, and that image is whether or not the image is how you hold it in your realm. What does this image mean to you? Does it represent the sun, the actual sun that is in rotation with the moon? Does it represent the sun, the father sun? Does it represent the light, the truth, the purpose? So I would have to still agree not to push up against you, but to just explain on the people's behalf why they may still fall victim of its construct, its projected awareness. Okay, so once I get out of that truth, that I asked that question, that I asked you to ask yourself, one of the things that I've accepted about my past that I never really shared with you is that my parents have a respect for one another, right? Although they may have heard it in their individual mind, they never shared that pain amongst each other intentionally. And what I mean by this is like, things happen to us, collective, and a part of the washing machine here in our reality is blending the dark with the white, right? And we get wrapped up in its cycle because the spectrum of color is implemented in this introduction, in this way of facilitating light and dark as one. It's merging timelines. It's merging the colors to create the full image. So while you're creating your own imagery, a lot of times we don't want to accept or account for the times that we can be aware of when we doubted the things that we were creating. We express the doubt within our individual minds, it creates chaos. We express the doubt in our individual world with the one we're creating in, it creates conflict. And we express the doubt within the collective, and it then projects back onto us a lack of known. And so this is why accountability has been really, really hard for us to do. Being authentic is not something that I feel the land has a problem with as much as we think we do. I think it is the things that we are counting for in the coming of its projected awareness. I don't know if I'm making any sense here, but I hope that I am. I'm going to leave this message here with another few shout outs. I wanted to say that the Most High doesn't work or create progress for no one, right? So shout out to Fleur Byrne, because she explained to us that no one is Noah, right? And then with that, I understood that developing the full image was more than one man sailing alone, because one man sailing alone will celebrate harmony around it for its comfort, but it will only hold it with its shared inner stance and inner knowing, right? So we can see harmony, we can celebrate harmony, but when we can hold it and have it for ourselves, we will see its stability amongst the land. So the title of the reading is so that we understand that when I did that video about judgment and it being its highest message, to add on to that message is to create clarity in saying that we aren't studying one another, we are practicing, right? Remember when I also did the kingdom partner or kingdom couples reading, I was so nervous to do that reading because I was already thinking of the doubt the collective would project back onto me, on feeling as if I had a stance on this desire. Because my relationship's a little under 2 years. A little under 2 years, and there are very many insecurities in it. Those insecurities I don't share as much as I would have liked to, because like I said in the beginning of this reading, or just a few minutes ago, the three angles that we get ourselves into, the three angles that create conflict because it stems from its inner lack of awareness. Wow, what a message. This one is going to seem as if it's like all over the place, but I'm going to start again with myself just to try to make things clearer here. The song that I was channeling was Bleeding Love by Leona Lewis. If you know that song, that is a part of the message here today. So if you listen to it, it'll probably open you up into the angles that I'm creating here. So 3 angles for our developments by using myself as the example. What are my 3 angles? So my 3 angles are personal to me, and I'll share them for our example today. My first angle was myself, right? Myself in knowing that I was a very sensitive soul, clinging to everyone around me for purpose, right? I could believe in you, I could believe in people I've never seen, and I can believe in a better world. but finding belief for me to facilitate the better world and be a part of this world came from a harmonic connection that I would use as an example for my footing today. The most harmonic connection that I've witnessed today was not one of my parents, because I didn't get to see them outside of us. You know, my parents started very young. But what I did see as an equal give and take partnership was the one that my mom created with her son. And he would give to her and she would give to him on volumes, on a tone that was almost something that we couldn't hear, right? So the next relationship that you build, and it's raining right now, so I may need to stop, but the next relationship that you'll build is going to be in a tone that no one else can hear. And that tone is the us, the harmony that is tried and tested through the time of your persistence. As a vibration, we're going to do this push and pull the whole entire way, because we don't grow without its opposition. But through the intent, you'll see its manifestations truer at the end of its longing, at the end of its journey. So the next example of us was me and my son. I wanted that relationship for myself and I created it. I had a son. After that is the we. The we is me and Mars, and it's beginning to pour. And so this is where I'm going to leave this message at we, or else all of my cards are going to get wet. So thank you so much for listening to this spiel 2222. I hope that you are working on creating harmony within your own individual reality, no matter what angle this is for you. It does serve a higher purpose. The message is seeming to want to continue because it's not raining. I have this weird way of feeling like the weather talks to me. And every time I want to be felt and I'm not felt, it's raining. And I don't know what that means. Because now I'm sitting here thinking, should I continue the message? Should I stop the message? My cards are getting wet. I don't buy cards on top of cards. I have the same few I've had since I started this journey in 2018. As a reader, I didn't know people existed on tarot land. Shout out to Queen Cup, the Queen of Tarot, that is. I was thinking about her when I did that Kingdom couple message, because I think it always takes the queen to dove the king in anything in life, whether romantic, business, it's the queen that doves the king. She, through her surrender, acknowledges that who holds the highest form. And so she said that the King of Tarot was Tyler's tarot. And I've watched Tyler before. I was not nearly as drawn as I was to her, but I do recognize that he is a very, very influential man amongst the tarot land. I'm still thinking about, should I continue this reading or should I stop? Because I went in a little bit with we. We is Mars and I. And it's a very, very, Mars and I, is like the hardest thing for me to open up about, because as I explain my vision and the unknown aspects of that partnership with you, I create inner conflict for me, because I haven't created its safe space, right? And safe space would be a place for it to come into its own awareness before it was volunteered to the masses. So I'm just going to take the message here and say it's time for me to tap out. And although it's been a little bit since I've seen you, I've missed you, I've thought of you, I stay tapped into you because I watch all of your videos and I listen for you in everywhere that I am, because I know that the change is coming to us very, very soon. Take care of yourself. Bye.